Thank you very much, Dick. Thanks to all of our friends and organizers who have brought us here today. Last night was indeed moving, a difficult night, but a very important night, a night when we pay honor to both the victims, but also to survivors, to family members and friends who are still with us today. I maybe say a version of this every single year, but it bears repeating. I just cannot understand the kind of energy, the kind of courage that it takes to both be dealing with a grief that I cannot understand and at the same time decide to speak truth to power, decide to come all the way down here to Washington, D.C. And tell your story and command that things change. The reality is that you do move mountains when you choose to speak up. I wish this weren't the case, but our colleagues pay a little bit more attention when they are listening to the personal stories of what people have gone through. And it is exhausting. It must be impossible to do this over and over again, but you do. And the cumulative impact of all of that is that the politics have fundamentally changed over the course of the last 10 years. No, we have not passed a universal background checks bill. No, we still need to pass an assault weapons ban. But we are finally at this critical moment where the anti-gun violence movement has more power than the gun lobby, where we win more frequently than they stop us from winning. And the proof is in the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the most significant piece of anti-gun violence legislation in 30 years, opposed vehemently by the NRA, by all the other Second Amendment groups, and it still passed. The proof is in the results of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Yes, the mass shootings have not abated, but gun violence in America's cities is down 12% since we passed that law, proving this idea that if you change the laws of the nation, you save lives, that if you continue to change the laws of the nation, you save even more lives. None of this is theoretical any longer. None of this is a vision. We have more power than they have now. We have crossed the Rubicon where we can consistently win, but only if we keep it up. Only if we decide to continue to show up and organize and raise our voices and accept the fact that when you are part of a great social change movement, and this is one of those great social change movements, right? We are seeking to cure a fundamental injustice in this country, the injustice of kids and families waking up every single day, especially in the most violent neighborhoods, and fearing for their life every moment they walk outside the door. This is a great social change movement, and I wish they succeeded in a year or two, but they don't. They take longer, and they take commitment, and they take perseverance, and that's what this event every single year is all about, renewing that faith and commitment, but now, a year after the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, with proof of concept. If you wondered whether we could win, well, now you know we can win. If you wondered whether the laws that we were asking for would save lives, well, you don't need to wonder any longer. And so I show up here today just as committed as I was 10 years ago when we first had that vigil, but more confident than ever that our cause is righteous and our cause will win. And I'm glad to be able to do this with a great group of House members from Connecticut. Obviously, everybody feels this, but we feel this on behalf of the families from Hartford and Bridgeport and New Haven, on behalf of the Songs, on behalf of the families in Newtown, as deeply or deeply than most. Let me introduce my colleague, Congressman Jim Himes.